Hello, I'm Rich Dean with West Coast Collector Cars in Oregon, and today I have an extremely nice, over-the-top 1932 Ford 3-window coupe to show you. Now, this car, the body is by Westcott, which was a company up here in Damascus, Oregon, about 50 miles northeast of me, and this is one of the last bodies produced from that company. Very high quality, very nicely done. Beautiful. So let me take you around, show you some of the traits of the car. I can show you the fender or here, but look at the depth there. This is Porsche Guards Red. It's highly polished, so you don't even have any scuffing in around all the areas that are hard to reach. I mean, this thing is absolutely show quality. It's beautiful. Might point out to you here the pinstriping here. This is actually hand painted by a renowned pinstriping artist, Mitch Kim, up in Portland, and he just does an excellent job. Hard to get in with him. All the fasteners you'll see are just nicely polished and, you know, stainless fasteners and whatnot. The wheels, these are one of the last sets of the original Halabrand wheels. These are highly polished, 15s on the front, 17s on the rear, and yeah, truly excellent. While we're up here, how about I show you the engine on this side. Now you'll notice there's absolutely no scuffing or anything, so you got to be very careful. And there's this little down here. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about the engine since we're here. This is a Bill Mitchell 415 cubic inch based on a small block Chevrolet. And every one of these engines that are built are dyno tested and broken in before you even get them. So this particular engine, again, 415 cubic inch, produced 558 horsepower on the dyno, and that was observed, and I've got that sheet to prove it. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, it'll dyno it, whatever. No, this one was actually, believe it or not, 558 horsepower. It's actually 515 pound-feet of torque on this. This aluminum intake is by Motown. That is an 870 CFM 4150 carburetor. Jet coated headers, and by the way, the entire exhaust system is ceramic coated. MSD electronic ignition. Notice the wiring looms and everything. Beautiful. This is your air conditioning and heat system by Vintage Air. Go ahead and put this down. Even in here, you know, the cowling and so forth is excellent. I want to point something out to you here. I mean, even closing the hood, look at the fit and finish here. The gaps are so nice. And your cowl here, your cowl vent is functional, just like it would have been in 1932. Windshield and trim is excellent as well, as you can see, and this does tip out like it would have in 1932. Now you'll notice no windshield wipers. Well, that's just to keep it clean. It has these nice little pieces here, but we do have the actual windshield wipers that do go on there, and they do work, and they're intermittent. Nice clean handles. Suicide doors, tinted glass. All the jams, excellent. Weather stripping, very nicely installed, clean. It's not sloppy. This is really a showpiece that really, if you really want to, you can drive it, but man, is it a driver. It's excellent. So you have this cashmere colored interior. The carpeting is Mercedes-Benz carpeting, and I do have another mat for the front if you want to show it. The gauges, these are classic instruments, and they are a spun aluminum, and you can see these little kind of aeronautical wings here, so they call that the Wings series, but they're excellent. They all work. This is a Jenny shifter here to shift the transmission, which is a Bowtie built, custom built 700 R4. So you've got overdrive as well, and when you put this in gear, or if it's in park or reverse or whatever, there is a little indicator up in the mirror that actually tells you what gear you're in. Kind of cool. Little dome light works. And you've got leather sculpting on the headliner, as well as around the back window, which, by the way, the windows are power, and the back one will go up and down as well. Doors close really easily and nice. Look at that, just very nice. Your gaps are nice as well, very clean. Again, you know, bright fasteners. This car was so well thought out. There's your 17-inch Halabrand back here. The differential is a Currie brand Ford 9-inch with 390 gears and Posi-traction, and it's fully independent. Brakes are Willwood. I know I'm dropping names here, but the reason I do that is, you know, those of us that are classic car enthusiasts, you know, we know, you know, what the quality products are, and this is a very high-end, very quality built 32 Coupe. I mean, this is as good as it gets here. It's excellent everywhere you look. So I might take a moment to tell you a little bit about the website, westcoastcollectorcars.com, where I've probably taken 120 pictures of this car, but I want you to see everything because it is so nice. And I've got pictures of the undercarriage, of course. It's a Pete and Jake's frame. It's a Heights rear suspension, TCI front suspension. Everything is done to the nines. Again, Willwood four-wheel disc brakes. It's got rack and pinion steering, vintage air, AC, and heat system. You know, you can just go on and on about the different brands and so forth that were put into this car. But I've also got a nice text ad that'll kind of indicate some of that. But there's so much to this car, and I've got a ton of paper on it when the car was built. And they just did a phenomenal job. I can't emphasize that enough. But let me point out, these are LED. And again, you got the full ceramic coated dual exhaust. Let me pop the trunk here. So, you know, you got a nice little trunk space here. Again, all your nice stainless fasteners and so forth. Leather up in here as well. This compartment here, this reveals, of course, you got your battery, and this is a battery tender already hooked up to it. And your 10-disc CD stacker, stereo equipment and whatnot. You got these little pouches here and here to house a few things. And that just sits in there nicely. You got this little carpeted mat, but underneath is excellent as well. Just clean everywhere you look, very nicely done. You're not going to be able to see it, but it's kind of cool here on the pinstripe. He actually signed it right there. It's so small. I don't know if you can get in there and see that. I don't know how you could write that small, but somehow he managed to do that. This is a 1932 Oregon plate. This coupe is titled as a 1932, which is nice. Take you the interior on this side. Clean and nice, the jambs, the door panels. By the way, these are your locks for your doors. So these are automatic. So when you put this in drive, they automatically lock. When you put it in park, they automatically unlock. It's kind of a nice little feature. Got an I Did It polished steering column with tilt. And you got the banjo steering wheel here, wrapped in leather to match. Nicely painted dash. You've got defrost vents here, stereo, little speakers here as well, and all of your controls are excellent as well, lights and so forth. Door closes nice and easy. You're not fighting the doors. On a lot of these, they just don't align properly. This is outstanding. I'll show you the engine on this side. Has a thermostatically controlled fan, Walker radiator. This car will not overheat. Again, highly polished equipment here. You got a polished alternator. March pulley system with a serpentine belt system. I mean, it just goes on and on. I'm probably just scratching the surface here, but you need to realize how nice this car is. And it drives very nicely, very easy to drive too. A lot of horsepower, but very manageable, which is nice. That's a Dan Fink grill. Very thick, very solid, but highly polished grill. You got the larger headlamps here, just to harken back, of course, to 1932 and your Ford badge. The nice bumpers. And even in here, you'll see a lot of cars, this kind of gets scratched up and whatnot, but look how nice this is in here. Even down in here. Yeah, take a look at that website. A lot of pictures there. I tried to get everything, it's as clean and nice as it can be. I don't know how it could be any nicer. What I'd like to do now is I'll hop in the coupe, start it, hear it run. It's got a great sound to it. Flow Masters, of course. You got a 3.5-inch aluminum drive shaft under there. Everything just works so nicely together. I can't emphasize enough how nice this car is, but I'll just drive it around the parking lot a little bit so you kind of get a sense of what it looks like moving under its own power. And we'll come back and just listen to it for a little bit. quick. Take a look at this mirror here. You can see you're in park there, reverse, neutral, drive. You heard those little doors lock, or the doors lock. Put it back in, they unlock. Horn works. Shut that off for a second. You know, they built these to have a little bit more room, I believe, than the original 1932s. So they're very comfortable. You got plenty of leg room in here, and you can actually drive this with one foot. You know, a lot of these cars you have to use both feet because of the steering column, but this one's built in such a way that you can just drive it like a normal car you normally would. But very clean everywhere. Everything works. It's truly excellent. You know, I just can't emphasize that enough. But you know, if I can answer any further questions for you about this 1932 Ford 3-window coupe, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Again, my name is Rich Dean, and this is West Coast Collector Cars. My number is 503-851-6763, and thank you for watching today.